All right, what's going on, guys? Trev back again here to bring you another video. Um, I couldn't keep it going for too long. There's nothing to watch, right? It's just like me as a zombie. Yeah, I know. Stone's got it. Walker Trev only snarls. Yeah. See, Benny. I like that one. Yeah, Eric, that's right. Don't get bit. Yeah, you got it. That's right, man. How are you guys doing? Okay, where do we start? All right, so we missed last week's stream. I apologize to you guys. The episodes for Walking Dead each week have been hitting sort of a little bit later than usual. So usually I watch them like really late Saturday night. But lately for my AMC Plus, they haven't been hitting like after midnight or, by like 3, 4, 5 a.m. in the morning. If they don't release by at least 4 a.m. in the morning on Saturday night Eastern time, I'm like, forget it. I have to watch it on Sunday. So Sunday, I do the other stuff, grocery stuff like that, and then I watch the episode, do the review. If you guys haven't seen my review for episode 6 for The Walking Dead season 11 on the inside, it's in the channel right now, and so you can watch it if you want to see it. But last weekend I wanted to do the review, but because they had posted the episode so late, by the time I got done the review, it was like pretty much 9 o'clock. So I was like, oh, darn it. It's too late for me to kind of get anything ready. So they've been posting the episodes kind of late. And so that's why I didn't have a stream last weekend for you guys. So I do apologize for that. I'd love to do them every week, but it is a little bit tricky to do it because they don't always release it. And then, so I got to do the review first. And then the stream with you guys is kind of an afterthought, which I think will probably carry over for Fear the Walking Dead and World Beyond. Just a heads up for you guys, when Fear the Walking Dead and World Beyond are on at the same time, I love doing these streams with you guys, but we might have to kind of like delay it a bit because then that'll be 2 episode reviews each week. So depending on what night they get released on, we'll have to see. Maybe I can change my schedule, live streaming schedule or something to match with Fear the Walking Dead and Walking Dead World Beyond. Because we only have 2 episodes left after this one for The Walking Dead Season 11's third part, and then it'll be break. And then we'll probably see the second 8 episodes in the wintertime. So it's odd to be in September and have The Walking Dead this first half of the season almost over. But, there'll be Fear after that, so that'll be good to watch. They kind of switched up the schedule, kind of gave Fear and World Beyond that time slot that used to be for Walking Dead, and they aired this one earlier than they usually do this season. But it's cool. 2 episodes left for this half season after episode 6, just 7 and 8. And they do look good. Probably do a predictions video for episode 7. But I am thinking the Reapers will probably continue into the second part of The Walking Dead Season 11. So we'll see if everything with the Reapers can be resolved by the final episode here. But if it can't, then we'll have to, we'll continue for the next part. So, yeah. AMC Plus, yeah, you got to have AMC Plus. Otherwise, it's like a week later pretty much, yeah. So that's what it is. Yeah, I'm not the best. I'm no Greg Nicotero. I just threw some makeup on. I was like, maybe I'll just do like a zombie tonight. That'll be kind of something fun that we can do. Did some videos this week. We did like the history of zombies video. So that's on the channel for you guys who want to see it. What is a zombie? We went through kind of the history of all the different zombie stuff. Originally, zombies actually come from Haitian folklore. So in some of the earliest stuff you can look back to is like White Zombie, which is one of the earliest movies. There was, Frankenstein is somewhat similar to a zombie. He's reanimated, but he's like a monster reanimated. But he's sort of like a zombie kind of in some ways with Frankenstein. And then eventually with the Romero films and, but really George Romero was the one who created the idea of like a zombie apocalypse. That was his kind of thing. And he didn't even call them that. I think he called them ghouls in the Night of the Living Dead, Night of the Living Dead, and then what continued after that. And then eventually we got, all the video games and all the fun stuff with that. for zombies. You know, Resident Evil, House of the Dead. If you guys ever went to the arcade and you play the shooting game House of the Dead, really fun one. Used to love that when I was younger and stuff. You know, you get all freaked out. There's zombies everywhere. You're trying to shoot, and you don't want to lose. Well, not always zombies. Sometimes they're monsters and stuff. You don't want to lose because then you got to pay again, right, to play more, right? So you got to put another $1 in or whatever, 25 cents or $2 or whatever it is, you know, for your arcade. And then after that, you know, eventually somebody brought up Call of Duty Zombies, which is big, but you know, Walking Dead, I'd have to say, has got to be the biggest zombie thing ever. You know, with it becoming the biggest series on TV. To go from the Romero films where zombies were just like a, you know, like a sub-genre of horror. Like you had all different types of horror movies. You had, you know, the monster movies. You have, you know, Friday the 13th, Halloween. You have, you know, all that other stuff. You know, all the different horror movies that have kind of always been around. Horror movies are like some of the first film movies. They're some of the oldest types of movies around because, well, kind of goes into the Old English sort of horror thing and everything, but also they're cheap to do nowadays. Like they're pretty cheap to do horror movies, and people will actually go watch them. Paranormal Activity, stuff like that. You know, Conjuring, I think I brought up in the recent review because the recent episode is similar to the Conjuring in some ways, like the way the zombies move, or not, they're not zombies. Well, maybe I'm ruining this, right? Anyway, well, that's all I'll say because not everybody's seen episode 6 yet, but. Yeah, so that was kind of a fun one to go through the history of zombies, where they, you know, kind of came from originally with the Haitian folklore stuff, and they kind of have legends of zombies or of the dead coming back to life, stuff like this, and then up to, you know, different one-off movies like White Zombie, and then eventually to the George Romero stuff, where he did his original Dead trilogy and continued making, you know, zombie movies after that, Land of the Dead, all the other stuff that he did. And then all the remakes. Dawn of the Dead 28 Days Later is another one that's really great. 28 Weeks Later, not quite as good. Shaun of the Dead, some of the best. You know, World War Z, which is like, it's okay. But yeah, definitely Walking Dead, I think, is definitely got to be the best of all for certain. Yeah, and then there was the Matrix. The Matrix 4 trailer, which I want to touch on just briefly. I was thinking of doing a video on it, but we'll just pretty much, you know, do it right here. So, have you guys seen the Matrix 4 trailer now? I think it's been out for maybe about a week or two at this point. Just been busy doing other videos and stuff, so didn't get around to it. But I am a fan of the Matrix as well. I don't know if you guys like the Matrix, and I am surprised that after all these years, they're finally going to be doing a fourth one. But I think it's a good time to release it. I think it's a fun time to show you know, to do a Matrix movie. And there's all kinds of fun stuff in the Matrix, if you guys don't know that. I think I've done some videos on it, kind of describing our system as the Matrix. We actually do live in the Matrix to a degree. Now, it's, you know, a lot of it's just kind of... like if you think about in terms of people as batteries, so in this movie coming up in this Matrix, it looks like he's going to take the blue pill, which is kind of funny because it's kind of different, and they got him like going to a psychiatrist and stuff like that, which is funny that he's doing that. So he goes from whatever happened at the end of the third one, which I don't even remember at this point. I just remember like the first Matrix was awesome, and the next two were also kind of awesome. But they were sort of like, you know, like action fests. Like they were just action movies, right? There wasn't too much more to them in a lot of ways aside from that. But, you know, the concept of red pilling someone or having the red pill and the blue pill, and then later on online, some people added in the black pill, which just means that you give up basically, I think, or you just... some of the guys use it in the manosphere regarding women, like red pill, blue pill, and black pill, where I think they just basically give up and say forget it. Which, hey, for some guys maybe that makes sense to do the black pill. But yeah, so Matrix, there's so much cool stuff in the Matrix, especially the original movie. But in this one as well too, looks pretty good. But if you guys have seen the Matrix, where he kind of wakes up, and I think there's even like a rabbit in this one, and there's a little bit of themes regarding to going down the rabbit hole or Alice in Wonderland type of thing. I think one of the characters' names in the Matrix is Alice, I think. So and it's been a while since I've watched it, but you get the red pill, blue pill, and then the idea of kind of using people as chargers or batteries to run the Matrix system. So if you guys remember from the earlier Matrix movies and everything, they would kind of like, after they'd wake up, they'd sort of unplug from the Matrix, and they would be used as kind of like batteries to sort of charge to charge the system, basically. And so one of the understandings of our system, or the way you could kind of look at it, as if you look at money and our financial system, it's the Matrix, I feel like, at least there's a lot of similarities between the financial system and the Matrix. So I think there's even, is it Scion? I think it's a place in the Matrix. Maybe we won't go into that part. But there's all kinds of cool stuff. So in Silent Weapons, which I read just recently, it views people or systems like, so if you look at your government, right? If you look at each individual person as a part of a country or as a part of a government are used as batteries to charge the system, or current or currency. So with money, you have flow of current, or you have currency, which basically flows between parties, right? In terms of your economy and economic progress, a lot of money flowing around, things going well when there's a lot of money changing hands, when the current is flowing between people. But you can look at each individual person as a part of a country, or as a part of a group, or part of even a company. You can look at it as too, as a battery, or as a charger of the current, right? As it flows through the different systems. And so governments really, on top of those people that are charging the system, people are paying taxes into the system, which is part of their energy. So they're generating through work, or through creating value in a system. If you're an entrepreneur, then you're getting paid by value. But basically, you're getting paid as a part of a system, and then you're giving part of what you get on up in the system to said government, whatever country you live in. You pay your taxes, and so each individual person is used as a generator, or as a generator of current, or you could look at it in similar terms to an electrical current flowing through systems on up to the system above it, all the way through. So that's just scratching the surface for the Matrix. We do actually kind of live in a Matrix in a way. As far as the Agent Smith character, I like the Agent Smith character a lot, because the Agent Smith character can kind of become anybody, right? So this is sort of like a metaphor in the Matrix. Even in real life, you can look at it as everybody has a price. So anybody could be turned into an agent of the system. So if you guys look at Agent Smith, where he switches into different people, right? And you consider him to be just a standard agent, right? Which is what he is. Like, it's a standard John Doe, Agent Smith type of name, where, Neo can defeat one of the agents and he'll just become somebody else, and then he'll become all these people will become Agent Smith. But that too speaks to the Matrix, where you can have, when you have a government, they have almost, and especially if they can take credit as well too, beyond their GDP, they can take external loans, they can print money, they can print currency, they can give it to people. They can turn anybody into an agent of the system. So the idea of kind of like a standard Agent Smith, where anybody could become an agent, it's kind of like, Neo wakes up, figures out kind of the way the system works, becomes sort of anti the system, right? And then all these people around him start being turned into agents to kind of go after him, because and just like in real life as well too, anybody could become an agent of the system, right? Because everybody has a price. Everybody has, they can use leverage against people to either influence what they're doing to their favor, spy on people, whatever. So, so all kinds of cool stuff in the Matrix. I'm looking forward to the fourth Matrix. I think it's going to be fun, and so we'll see. But it does look fun to me. Hey Jay, how you doing, man? And let's go through some of your guys' comments. Oh, Lou actually has, is that Frankenstein as your display picture? I think so, right? So that's fine. Red October. No, I didn't get into a fight recently. I was trying to be a zombie, but I'm no Greg Nicotero, and I only had like 20 minutes to throw this on before I started. But there's a new episode of Walking Dead on right now, so a lot of people are probably watching it. Maybe join afterwards. But yeah, San Andreas X said there's an obelisk on the moon of Mars. San Andreas, I'm tired of your crap. Just this the outer space stuff gets me, San Andreas. I just cannot stand the outer space stuff. All the outer space stuff is funny. But, if you want to look at it from a Matrix Agent Smith perspective, that's what a lot of the Agent Smiths do, I would say, is they do the outer space stuff, the alien stuff. That's part of how it works. How's it going, Doria? How you doing? How's it going, Lewis? Yeah, you were too late. That's right. Madeline K, what's up? How you doing? And Traveling is Freedom. We got Stone Salves. We got C. Benny. I liked your comment earlier there, C. Benny. Zap, Rao Dowser. Eric, Nick H. And we got Maiden. How you doing? Andrew, what's up, dude? How you doing? And San Andreas also said reptilians not far, so I like it. Mr. Patrick Curtis asked if I voted for Trudeau or who I voted for. I don't vote, Pat, at all. Ever. Maybe locally, I might be interested in doing that, but no, I'm not. I don't vote at all, and I don't care either. I assume Trudeau will probably win, but I don't care if he does or if he doesn't. It really doesn't matter, because again, if you look at it in terms of the Matrix, you could say that whoever is in charge in that position is going to be an agent of the system, will be an Agent Smith. So I'm not interested in voting for this Agent Smith or that Agent Smith, knowing they're both Agent Smiths. It doesn't matter, at least not to me anyway. And I don't get caught up in the cult of personality or just, I like this guy, I don't like that guy, he's the good guy, that guy's the bad guy, whatever. Mark of the Beast Not Far says Brazen. Renardo, AMC Plus. Keith. Web Soak, how you doing? Menace said, what do you think of Agent Smith being replaced with Neil Patrick Harris? Seems the Matrix has gone woke. Well, I think Neil Patrick Harris, what can I say about, well, he's a Harris, right? So am I. So I don't want to talk too badly about him. Wasn't he Doogie Howser, MD? Isn't that what he was? Wasn't that one of his first roles? Which is kind of funny. I don't know. He won't be as scary or as intimidating, but he could be more sort of, he could be more kind of like trolly. Because I think that Neil Patrick Harris could probably do like a good troll type character. Like he could troll you pretty well, and he's like that. He's like that skinny guy that annoys you. That if you got a hold of him, you could beat his ass, but somehow he bests you or something, or somehow he outsmarts you or something, or he tattles. Right? That's pretty much what it usually comes down to. Usually they tattle, right? So, but Agent Smith being replaced by Neil, whatever. It's all cool. Like we said, I think the idea of an Agent Smith is that anybody could be Agent Smith, right? That's the point. So, Josh Schrubiner, how you doing, man? We got Tim F. What's up, dude? Josh, Canada's pretty good so far. Nothing going crazy here. I do watch some of the videos of other countries, though. I think probably Australia is the one. A lot of the videos, like the craziest stuff, is Australia. But, Canada's pretty good. Not too much going on here that's too bad or anything like that. So that's good. He's expected to win, Pat. Trudeau's expected to win, and I imagine he probably will. But I don't care one way or another. Oh, Slade asked if I'm excited for the new Dexter. I tried Dexter one time, but it was a little bit too dark even for me. Maybe I'll try it again, knowing that they're going to be doing kind of a comeback. But it's a super dark series, right, Dexter? Very, very dark. Although interesting in terms of the psychological, aspects of it. Dwayne Dunst said, love episode 6, incredible attention. Yeah, it was a good episode. I imagine most people probably haven't seen it yet, but I liked it. It was good to see Connie come back, and so I was happy to see that. That was good. And I also liked the stuff with Daryl and Leah and the others, and the house was cool as well too, which I'm not really, that's something different, right, that we don't usually get to see that much. So I thought that the house was, was a nice touch. And then that's all I'll say without spoiling the episode or anything, because I don't want to ruin what happens in episode 6 if a lot of people have not seen it just yet. Why is my YouTube having trouble loading? Let's see. I hope the stream's okay today, guys. We'll have to see. My internet connection where I live is kind of, it's always questionable. Okay, let's see. Zap. I don't know about that one, Zap. I don't want to ignore your question about the Jays and the W people. But, I don't know. I think it's a super long-running rivalry, kind of, in some ways. But there's other reasons for it as well, too. A lot of it is fabricated in order to achieve other objectives. So that's the thing you have to understand, that a lot of it is not real. A lot of it is manufactured to divide people. And it works pretty well, I want to say. So, Shandog said, these things in the house reminded me of the people under the stairs. Yeah. I have never watched People Under the Stairs, but something like that, yeah. It was pretty cool, because it's different. Again, with Walking Dead, they got to try to mix it up, and they got to try to do different things, right? They don't want to always have it be the same, same stuff we've seen before. Like episode 3, is it, where Daryl kind of gets taken in with Leah and with the Reapers. It sort of had some vibes that were similar to The Cell, which was in season 7. So that was kind of a problem in a little way. Now, it wasn't too bad, because it wasn't like they put a giant A on his shirt or something like that. You didn't have Negan trolling with music and stuff, but it had some vibes to it. Like, oh, we've seen something like this before. We've seen Daryl be taken captive before. Luckily, this one was different in that they made him kind of like a double agent, let's say, for Alexandria, pretending like he is with the Reapers. So yeah, it was good, but they got to try to make it as different as they can. Grim Gorp Ussel said, I saw Night of the Living Dead when it first came out, the movie theater, when I was about 15 years old. Oh, that's awesome, Grim. So you must be up there. How old are you, Grim? So if it came out and you were 15 then, yeah, you must be, are you in your 50s or 60s now? I have to look at the dates, right, and do the math, but off the top of my head, when did the original Night of the Living Dead air? It had to be the 70s, right? It was like 70-something, I think. I gotta look. I'm gonna get it wrong. I gotta look back. But that's crazy that you got to see it. Was it at a drive-in or was it at like actual movie theater, Graham? That would have been so cool to see the original Night of the Living Dead in theaters. But I'm glad that you still like zombie stuff even after all these years. You never got tired of it. Kong, you can tell woke feminists are in charge of the show now. I don't know. I didn't think I saw anything that was too woke in this episode there, Kong. I thought it was good. And so I didn't, I don't know. What are you referring to in particular in the episode? You have to let me know. Okay, Menace said they didn't even ask Lawrence Fishburne to play Morpheus for the 4th film. So annoying. That's really weird, Menace. I don't know why they would not bring him back for the 4th. It doesn't really make sense to me. I would think you would want him to come back, considering he's in the other ones and they were pretty good success. At least the first one was definitely. The first one was a huge success, right? So, that's strange that they didn't ask him to come back. But it'll be okay anyway. I think, it'll still be good and it'll still be fun and everything. Stephen Mills asked, Trev, how do you think The Walking Dead will end? Feel like I'm going to be disappointed as the way the season is going, and I'm worried for the Rick Grimes movies. I don't think anyone's interested anymore. Well, yeah, that's the last stream I did 2 weeks ago. That it's just called The Walking Dead movies took too long. That's it. Just that The Walking Dead movies took too long. That's what the stream is called. You can watch it if maybe you've already seen it. Yeah, they did, man. The Walking Dead movies did take too long, unfortunately, and people won't be that interested. But I think that the Walking Dead television series will have a good finish off. I think it'll have a good ending for us. So I think that'll be good. But, unfortunately, the movies just took forever. And I think Gimple said that they're a relatively small operation, right? So they don't have, they're not like Disney or something. They're not like a huge, AMC is a smaller company than some of these huge bigwig companies like Disney or something that can really crank out movies like they're, McDonald's selling Happy Meals or something, right? So, definitely with AMC, it's taken a long time. And then to add to it, there was the lockdown shutdowns for like a year, right, which backed everything up a year. And then on top of that, Andrew Lincoln's doing other movies and stuff in the meantime. So I don't know until they're ready for him, I guess. But at this point, if they don't start filming until the original Walking Dead series is over, that's going to be a really long time. And, I think some people will want to go see it. But I think it'll be, maybe a little bit of a flop just because it took them so many years. Like, 3 years, 4 years would have been okay. Like, that would have been so-so. But when you get up to, like, the 5-year mark and past that, it's a long time for sure. And people forget. They don't always remember. So it's not necessarily going to be Star Wars. We'll have to see if people are still interested. But I think it's doing okay this season. I think a couple million people are watching the episode every premiere. And that doesn't even count, I think, the streaming services too, which probably get another 1 or 2 million. So at least get a few million viewers per episode is pretty good. And we'll see how it goes from there. Wings of Suspension Lifts asked if I got into Invincible. Yeah, I have almost every issue of the Invincible comics. I read them many years ago, right? And I've reviewed a few of them over the years. I reviewed a couple episodes from the first season, and I'm excited to see the second season and third season. I think are confirmed as well. Hey, Peter, how you doing, man? And Lulu said just how they got people switching on their neighbors. Do you mean snitching on their neighbors? Is that what you meant? Yeah. Well, people are agreeable. So people want to, for the majority, people want to go along with what they're told to do. Most of them, right? High percentage. It's like, it depends on what study you look at, but at least 60, 70, it's probably closer to like 80%. Will just do whatever they're told without thinking about it when it comes from an authority figure. It doesn't really matter who that person is, whether they deserve respect or they don't, really doesn't matter. They just will, and that's just the way people are. Smasagar said, this episode was so scary with the human creature things. What's up, BS 431980? And Kong said, Keanu should have cut his hair for immersion purposes. All I see is John Wick. Yeah, I see what you mean there, Kong, that he just looks like John Wick kind of in this. He should have cut his hair the same way as he used to have it in The Matrix and styled it the same way. Just because you want it to be kind of the same. I guess he decided not to do that for whatever reason. Maybe he's going to be filming another John Wick movie later or something. I don't know. It does take a while to grow your hair that long. But I think he should have made it look more similar to the earlier Matrix movies instead of like John Wick. That makes sense. Hey, Wendy, how you doing? And hey, Alphabet, how's it going? I like that you have a picture of Google and it just says Alphabet. Timothy Simmons, how you doing, man? Traveling is freedom. C. Benny, let's see. Daryl Dixon says, we're living in the Matrix right now. Yes, we are. That's right. That's our system, or at least the Matrix, the movie, is kind of a metaphor for our system. Yeah. So let's see. Neo, not far. Daryl. Jeff, how you doing, man? God, Shaki Sack, God's Hacky Sack. Sorry, I always get that wrong. I know it now. It's God's Hacky Sack, right? Steve said, Trev, besides Rick and Daryl, is there anyone you would be sad to see killed off before the end of the series? He says, I'm not really attached to any characters besides them. Do you think Maggie... Okay, well, all right, so obviously I'll be sad, whoever they kill off in the series, but before the end of the series, but it is ending, so, it's like, it kind of comes with the territory that, if you're not planning on doing anything additional with some of them, it's fair game to kill them, right, off. So you don't need to have them if you're not going to do a season 12, and they're not. So the Daryl Carroll spinoff will be something. I hope they keep some of them alive, for that. But how many we'll have to see. I really don't know, to be honest with you, until we see the end of the series play through. I feel like I have no idea what to expect after that. Maybe we shouldn't have any expectations after the original series ends. But, AMC, The Walking Dead is such a huge part of AMC's business that I feel like they don't have a whole lot of choice but to do something with it. Like, I feel like AMC has to do something with Walking Dead, in the future. They kind of have to. Like, if they don't handle it properly and if they don't do something with it, I do think it will affect their business. And with streaming and so many things going to streaming, they've done pretty well to get their streaming options out there and everything. But I feel like, they got to get more into the production business of series and such. And for Walking Dead, they've done a good job with that. And they shouldn't really let it go. They should do something with it almost all the time. Because otherwise, it's like, I don't know what will happen with them business-wise. They might not do well in the future, right? Lulu said the original Agent Smith has been really picky about his movies lately. He didn't come back to play Red Skull either. Yeah, he didn't come back to play Red Skull, and I love Red Skull. Red Skull is one of my favorite Marvel villains. I think that Red Skull is one of the best Marvel villains there is, and they haven't used him at all in the movies recently. So I actually don't like his version of Red Skull because, Red Skull is kind of an epic villain, and they didn't use him almost at all in the Marvel stuff. They definitely screwed that up, I think, because he could have been a villain, I think, for one of the Avengers movies. They could have done something with him. He could have been involved with Winter Soldier, maybe. They could have used him in that a little bit. He's a really awesome villain. He's one of the best Marvel has. So they really dropped the ball with that for the movie cinematic universe. Jay, I don't know about Lost, man. That's going back a ways. I don't think that many people watch it nowadays, do they? I don't think so. But you love Dexter, too. Yeah, a lot of people like Dexter. I'll have to give it another try. Let's see. What else did you guys say? Okay. Do you think Negan will receive his own spin-off series, Menace? No, Menace, I don't think that Negan's going to get his own spin-off, no. Maybe they did Here's Negan in the bonus episodes, and that was a great episode. But I think that's as much as we're going to get. I would love to see them do more with Negan in the future after the series ends, but I don't know how that could fit in. I don't know what you would do with him, unless it's something in the Daryl Carroll spinoff. But I'm looking forward to seeing JDM if he's in The Boys. I think their son actually was a walker in a recent episode, but I didn't catch it. I have it here. Let's see if I get the picture for you guys. I'll show you Hillary Burton Morgan and JDM's son, who was a walker in the recent episode. So he's a walker. Here it is right here. You guys can kind of see, right? So he's a walker here who plays, I think he pokes his head through on on Alexandria. So that's JDM's and Hillary's son. And so he actually looks like him, doesn't he? He's like a little Negan, right? He got the hair and everything. So he's poking his head through and he was trying to bite him. I think that's the one that, they were putting their hands up to him to see if he could bite him. So that's actually a special zombie there, because that's Hillary Burton Morgan and JDM's son. So that's a pretty cool one if you guys didn't know that for the episode. So that's a fun one. His zombie makeup is definitely better than mine that I put together in 5 minutes. So yeah, good stuff for that. But yeah, what will the future be for Negan after Walking Dead? I think probably nothing, because I don't know if AMC, it depends on if they feel like he can, hold his own show or he could do something. And maybe Negan will be killed off before the series ends, because I don't know what you would do with him after the series. And I don't think he really fits in as a member of a team with the others. Like if Daryl Carroll go off, they're not going to bring Negan with them. That would be weird. So I don't know, but maybe AMC will decide that no, he's too fun. We got to keep him in for something. We'll find something for him. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Yeah, Steve, thank you for watching since season 2. He said that I'm watching you since season 2 when you were filming in a dark room. Shane's death reaction, so grateful. Yeah, that was my parents' bedroom. Yeah. Staying once you get... okay, let's see. So grateful for you staying. When you once was getting 100,000 views per video, and how bad YouTube is now. Steve, yeah, so... I mean, the reviews, maybe 5,000, 10,000 views per review is what I can, kind of do. Other Walking Dead videos, a few thousand, 5,000 views, whatever. I really don't care about views at this point that much, and subscribers too. Like, the channel has gone from 230,000 subs to about 220,000 subs. So in last year, I've lost about 10,000 subscribers. So, but what are you going to do, right? Like things get popular for a while. Like Walking Dead was the biggest show on TV for years, right? And then eventually people have decided, you know what, after 12 years of this, I've had enough of Walking Dead now, and I want to go try other things. And that's fine. And they kind of see me as the Walking Dead guy. I can do other videos, and they do okay, but people don't see me that way. They see me as the Walking Dead guy. So it's kind of like typecasting. They've sort of YouTube typecast me into that corner, and that's what it is. But that's fine. I'm happy being the zombie guy. That's cool. But yeah, definitely we can do other stuff if people are interested, but a lot of people are not. Sorry, I got makeup on my thing. But thank you for watching, Steve, since the second season. And YouTube there's other things to it as well, too. YouTube has changed the counter for views. I feel like it underreports views now. I feel like it used to report views better before, and now it tries to check the views, qualify them, make sure they're real, and then put them in. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't report the views. But the other possibility, too, is that you have Twitch, which a lot of people go to for gaming and stuff, right? Thanks, Jay. We'll get to yours in a second. Thanks for your support, and Doc Death too. We'll get to yours too. But you have Twitch as well, right? Which is very popular for the gaming guys. All the gaming people go to Twitch. They don't even really use YouTube as much. They use Twitch a lot, right? You have live streams going all the time. People are live streaming too as well, which is popular now. You have all the different streaming services. So you have the Disney Plus, AMC Plus, for example. Amazon Prime streaming, Netflix is always going to be there. You have all these different things. And then you have the old legacy regular TV channels, too, on top of that. And then you also have competition for YouTube in things like BitChute for alternative media, right? And, there's others, too, Odyssey and other things like that. So there's so many different options now for people in terms of their time and what to do. Instagram is big. Twitter is even bigger than it was before. There's always been Facebook. But basically, a lot more streaming options, a lot more, shows out there, ability to watch different shows. And so YouTube is not quite as at the forefront as it was before. It still gets lots of views per day. It's still a juggernaut and everything. Don't get me wrong. But there's other options, and then also, like I said, they changed the counters, so they're a little bit different than they used to be, and they kind of underreport. But things are popular, and then eventually, 12 or 13 years later, maybe not as much. There's nothing you can do about it. It's just what it is. So, but I'm happy I can still do it with you guys. I love doing it with you guys, and I'm most happy I did not get deleted because there was a point last year where I had 2 strikes for almost no reason. Like, it was ridiculous. I barely even do any videos that are that controversial, and I still got 2 strikes. So I was like, wow. Now they're gone now, so that's good. They wear off after a month or 2 or whatever. But that was pretty crazy, man, because it's like that's how iron-fisted YouTube kind of is, where it's like, okay, this person has like 4,000 videos in their channel, right? But they've got these 5 videos that we don't like, so let's strike them twice. It's like what? Like, this is crazy stuff, but that's what it is. So, but thank you guys for your support. We'll read Dr. Death's one here, and he said that, do you think the reason we've had no Rick movie news is because the abrupt curveball announcement of the end has them writing him back on the show, and then he's got his fingers crossed, right? So, so that was from him. So you can't see the bottom part, but that's what he said. Okay, it's in the chat, so if you want to see it the side. So thanks again, Dr. Death, and that's gonna run out. Okay, yeah. So, but man, fingers crossed. I wish we could see Rick return for the end of the show. I think that would be so awesome. You know what would be good is if they could have Rick return for the show, do like the first movie as the time in between, and then the end of the first movie is him being reunited, which we see in the show from his perspective. And then maybe the second movie and third movie could be like a future story where Daryl and Carol go off to do their spin-off series, and then the other second and third movie are Rick and the others doing something else. There's probably a lot of ideas that they're bouncing around, and I'm sure they've settled on one of those, like on one set idea, whether or not he's coming back or not. But right now, from what we're seeing, it doesn't feel like we're going to see Rick come back right now. Not to me anyway, because it feels like they're doing all these other things, and they're going to kind of finish off the Walking Dead series in a satisfactory way. But, I hope that we'll see Daryl, Rick, Carol, everybody, Maggie, Rosita, all the crew, everybody, reunited again at some point with whoever is still alive out of the all the people there, Aaron and the others. Yeah. And then Jay said, review Lost. I think it's actually more popular than it used to be. Well, maybe it's kind of got a cult following, which is what we would kind of call it, right? A cult following nowadays for Lost. And I did watch like the first. I watched like the first season or two. And some of the other episodes throughout. I thought about it, Jay. Thanks for the suggestion. I'm just not sure how many people would be interested in it. But I know, like you said, it does have a cult following, so I'll consider it. But thanks for your support and everything. And I'll tell you what. I'll let you know if I do. And if they ever do if they ever reboot like with Dexter, what they're doing with that, if they ever do something like that with Lost, then maybe we could. But there are a number of shows that are, still kind of popular that are older. Like Revolution is one that I get some comments for my reviews on that one. I still know people still watch that sometimes. So that's pretty cool. It's like an end of the world scenario. There's also Last Man, I think it's called. It's not The Last Man on Earth. That's like a comedy, but Last Man is one. So that one looks kind of fun, right? Kind of dystopian, sort of similar, something like that. So WebSoak says that YouTube removes views and likes on video on your videos a lot. Yeah, well they do all kinds of different stuff like that. YouTube does all kinds of stuff nowadays. It's very, very strange. Okay, let's see. Where were we? We're trying to go through your guys' comments here. And I think the episode's probably about halfway through right now. Let's see, where were we at? I'm just trying to find place here with you guys. Justin said, hopefully AMC Premiere doesn't have the last 8 episodes of Season 11 early. I don't know if they will for the final there, Justin. I think that some people have wanted to see the final episode all air at the same time for everybody. But, we'll have to see what they do with that and if they decide to do that. Oh, thank you for the date there. Leslie Tanashi sent through the date for the original Night of the Living Dead, aired all the way back in 1968. Wow, that is such a long time ago. So the guy who was 15 must be... Who is the viewer who was 15 when he went to see the original Night of the Living Dead in theaters? Unless it was a reshow later on, which it could have been. Because, again, that's another one that was like Lost, like Jay said, like older, but became even more popular kind of afterwards because it was really good. I don't know if Lost is the same for that. I'm not sure. I don't know how people are into it. You might know better than I do, Jay. Grim said movie theater. Many friends refused to go see it. They were too scared, Grim? Nice. But they used to have the drive-in movie theaters were popular back then too, right? Like in the 80s, 70s, stuff like that. That's cool. And they had like they have roller skate parks and things like that. That was still popular back then. Nowadays, we don't really have hardly any of that stuff. There's a few drive-in movie theaters, but not too many. Let's see. Thank you. I see spots. Yes, it's Zombie Me. That's right. Okay, let's see. Yeah, Lulu, they could send the movie straight to AMC Plus. That's true. And then they would get a lot of people to go sign up for it. Well, if they're selling it for $9 a month and people are buying, maybe they would want to do AMC Plus and just do it streaming and say forget the movies altogether, because they might get a better amount. The only place you can watch it is there. Then they just got to make sure that it's not being shared around in other places and shut it down elsewhere. That would be the key for that. So, what's this one? BS asked if I saw the Thor boxing match. What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. You mean the actor who plays him was he in a boxing match? I didn't see that. I never heard of that. Okay, let's see. Brian liked episode 6. It was really good. I agree. Smash Cigar, we need Travis the Walker in the final episode. That would be cool. We have a subscriber who's one of the walkers in Walking Dead, who was, I think he said season 6, season 7. He played a walker. I'll see if he wants to maybe come on with us. That'd be cool to do. Thank you, Papa Giles. That'd be cool to have him on, because if he was a walker in the show, if we could go over the spots that he was and all that stuff, that would be kind of fun. to do. But I think I have to use different software for it and stuff, so we'll see. Steven said, do you think Daryl will ever die? And if you were a producer on the show, would you ever kill him off? You probably shouldn't have Daryl ever die, ever. Yeah, it's not a good idea at this point. He has to live forever, basically. Even unless you are totally done with Walking Dead and you're certain you never want to do anything with it again, then you can kill him off. But otherwise, no, Daryl should be there all the way through. And Papa Giles said, Trev, do you think someone will tell Daryl and Carol that Rick is alive? And that is what makes Daryl and Carol leave to try to find Rick? That's possible, right? Maybe Michonne will come back and tell them that she found something, but she lost the trail. And then they'll all go off looking for Rick. Maybe that is how it ends, right? And then we see them in the movie reunited with Rick at some point, and you get the payoff in the movie. So maybe it isn't that Rick returns to the show. Maybe it's that the show characters go into the movies. That could work as well too. I think that could be good, Papa. But then we would get Michonne returning, not Rick, but Michonne comes back, and then they leave to go to the movies later, which could be good, actually. That could be pretty good. Thank you, Ryan L., for the support there. I do appreciate that. Tim said, AMC and AMC Plus has made it hard to discuss on these channels now. I have Plus episode ahead. Yeah, it's weird. Nobody wants to spoil. It's weird. It's weird to do the reviews because you get them a week early, and people are at different times. Some people watch it, some people don't. Some people get mad at me because I post the reviews. They want me to wait a week or something. I don't know what to do. I used to do that, but now it's like, well, I don't know. Whatever. It doesn't matter. It's all good. Let's see. Traveling is Freedom says, it seems to me they were lazy in the making the new Matrix movie. They didn't bring key characters, and Keanu Reeves looks like he needs a shower and a shave. Yeah, well, being disheveled is okay if he's kind of gone down the rabbit hole and he's kind of losing his mind, or he thinks he might be losing his mind. He's taking the blue pill and he's integrated back into regular society, and he doesn't, think differently about how the system works. Now, in his version of the Matrix, it's a literal divide between being in the Matrix and taking the red pill and actually waking up outside of the Matrix. Maybe you could argue that in real life, too, when you understand all the aspects of how the system works, or at least, let's say 60, 70% of them, more than half, that it's difficult to integrate with the rest of society, too. Maybe that's true in some ways, because then you won't be into the voting stuff. You won't be thinking that's real and that the freedom idea is real. You'll snap out of the Matrix and realize that it mostly operates on control the media and mind control, right? And so it's a fake free system is what it is. It's just, and the only reason why it works is because so many people believe it works. If they stop believing, then they would have to just switch back to the other system. They wouldn't have a choice. But it's sort of what people want too. So you're giving, in entrepreneurship, we say you're giving the market what it wants. You're giving the people what they want. They want to feel like they're free. They want to feel like they have that, voice and all that stuff and everything. So you give it to them, but then you just do it to a degree, and you just make sure that it goes the way you want. And then once in a while, if you have to kind of come in covertly and steer it in a different direction, then you do, and that's how it goes. So yeah, but so I'm not necessarily against him being kind of looking that way. That's kind of maybe part of being red-pilled, but taking the blue pill and trying to pretend being a covert blue pillar, right? So you're a covert blue pillar. You're not actually a blue pillar. You're a red pillar, but you are pretending to be blue pilled so that other people don't think you're, because they're, so this is how wonderful our system is, how set the Matrix is, right? Is that when somebody does actually take the red pill, or they kind of wake up from a lot of the programming and everything that we're set up with, other people turn against them, right? So other people think they're crazy, right? They say, oh, this person's crazy. They lost it. They're broken, right? Whatever. Little do they know that actually they're completely wrong, and that person actually may know a lot more than they do. But, they will look at the person like they're cracked. So it's important for real black pillars or red pillars to pretend like we are blue pillars, right? It's important to pretend like you are, just so you can integrate and fit in with the rest of society. You know, you have to be like, oh, yeah, they're saying this is going on. Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, I don't know. Maybe I will vote for Trudeau. I don't know, right? Like, you kind of have to pretend like you're not red-pilled just to fit in with the rest of the profane or the rest of the masses. You don't have the zombies. You don't have a choice, really, right? But just don't call them zombies to their face or let them know that that's the case. Because then they get mad at you, too. It's like, I heard someone say once that, the people are so conditioned, or they're so brainwashed that even if somebody tried to snap them out of it, you wouldn't be able to. It would fail, because that's how set in so much of our thinking already is in our culture. So yeah, okay. Robert said, cool. Trev is the man, longtime fan. Thank you, Robert. Thank you for watching. Small Cigar, can't wait for the premiere of World Beyond. Really? I think it starts. Yeah, when does it start? I thought it started in October there, Small Cigar. I think so. I have to keep up for it, but I don't know. We'll see. The first season was so-so. We'll see about season 2 if it's any good. And Leslie, I don't watch NFL, no. So yeah. Okay, let's see. Justin Trudeau was saying, this is from Kongzilla, was saying organic humans' lives are over in Canada. Hereditary. Okay, well, I don't know. He's a little bit crazy as far as like the authoritarian stuff goes. He likes that Maoist sort of Chinese dictatorship type of communistic style. So that's just what he likes. So fair enough. But yeah, whatever. Maybe he would prefer it if people were overtly aware that, that idea of kind of like, the freedom idea is sort of like an idea only. And he's not like, maybe he would prefer it if people just kind of knew that that's kind of a work and that's not really real, right? Maybe he'd prefer it that way, which is kind of the Chinese model anyway. The Chinese model differs just because it's more overt than ours is. Ours is more hidden, and it's more like, pro-freedom, pro all that stuff. They have to pay lip service to freedom, most of the time. Every once in a while, they kind of get rid of that, right? Okay, let's see. Louis said, I thought Negan was going to have his own spin-off show, a comedy. Well, that would be fun, Louis, but I don't think they're going to do that. And where did you hear that? Because I haven't heard anything about that at all. So maybe they will, but anyone's guess at this point is as good as anyone else's. You never know, but I don't think they will. Okay, Dr. Death said, feels as they're setting up for Michonne's return. Fingers crossed. Yeah, I think they are actually setting up for Michonne's return. I don't think it'll be Rick's return. I think it'll be Michonne, and then they leave, and then we see them in the movie afterwards, maybe. Something like that. Let's see. Tim Robinson asked if I took the red pill or the blue pill. Definitely the red pill, Tim, but I have to pretend like I took the blue pill, right? As you guys do, too. Ryan L., thank you for watching. He said, love you, Trev. Just a shameless plug. My channel. Well, you go ahead, man. Plug your channel. Let us know what it's about. Is it about something to do with Walking Dead? Is it about Matrix stuff? What's it about? I mean, video games. How many topics are there? Comedy, video games, I don't know, collectibles and toys, media. That's about it, right? That's pretty much all you're allowed to. As long as you don't talk too much about real life, then you're fine, right? Yeah. Okay, let's see. Robert, no, Rick is not dead in The Walking Dead. No, he's not. He's still alive, but they just haven't brought him back yet. He's off in the background somewhere. Yeah. Josh, yeah, I agree. That's true, right? Zombies, Josh, zombies. God's Hacky Sack said, White Zombie, excellent reference. Yeah. So let's see. Drive-ins came back because of the... Yeah, I guess that's true, Brian. Brian R. said that the drive-thrus came back because of the, the last couple of years. Yeah, I guess that's true. I guess they sort of did, didn't they? Because then you can social distance better with the drive-thru, stuff like that. So maybe that's what it is. Tim said, okay, let's see. A subscriber was born in 1962. Oh, man. Been to drive-ins and such. Oh, that's awesome, dude. Well, like I said, maybe they'll come back now. I don't know. Maybe that's what it'll be, right? Drive-thrus. Drive-in, or not drive-thrus. Drive-in movie. Very cool. We've never had them here where I live, ever. We've never had a drive-in theater that I can remember anyway. But that would be so cool. Okay, let's see. Oh, Ryan's a singer. Okay, yeah, music stuff. Oh, that's cool. That's cool, Ryan, that you're a singer. I like it. Yeah, I wish I could answer the other question you sent through there, Ryan, but I don't think we can. Certain countries are having a big problem with that. Yeah, you can look into that if you want to. I won't comment too much because yeah, I don't want to have to remove this video later or something. Okay, let's see. I think that's all you guys pretty much said. Pody Banner said, Fear the Walking Dead Season 8 has been confirmed. I didn't think it's been confirmed yet. Did you say Fear the Walking Dead Season 8's confirmed? I haven't seen that. When was it confirmed? Season 7 is confirmed, but I have not seen any articles posted yet about Season 8 being confirmed. But I think Fear the Walking Dead is probably set for Season 8. You're going to see it for Season 8, yeah. Because if Season 7, they got to do an ending for it anyway. Even if they were going to decide to end it after Season 8, they'd have to kind of do an ending season for it anyway, right after this many years. They wouldn't just cancel it without an ending. They'd do a proper ending, I think. So, yeah. But I do like Fear, man. I might even continue when The Walking Dead ends. I might continue with Fear, like do reviews of Fear. I don't see why not. It's still really good. If you look at this season of Walking Dead, actually, and you look at season 6 of Fear, I'd say the quality is comparable. To me, anyway. Like, I don't feel like these episodes of Walking Dead, after the second episode, I don't feel like episodes 3 through 6 are that much better than Fear. I feel like it's on par. Like, Fear's got the nuke. They've done other stuff that's super cool. The submarine, all this stuff. That stuff is awesome to see, man. You got Morgan. You got, the whole gang. You got Alicia. You got Strand, Daniel, everybody. So I feel like Fear the Walking Dead is pretty much on point with the original Walking Dead series in terms of quality. So I don't feel like it's, that much, like, I don't feel like the original Walking Dead series is that much better than Fear, that they're totally, two distinct quality shows. I feel like now they're pretty much on par with each other. And because the other reason, too, is that for the original Walking Dead series, for budget, they have to pay, Norman, they have to pay Melissa. You've got some, more expensive, I think, contracts there. In fact, I'm sure they're more expensive than a lot of the ones on Fear. So they can do, like, nukes and they can do submarine, where the original Walking Dead TV series, it might be more difficult for them to do those big things because their budget is taken up a lot of it just by their roster, right? And then if you had Rick on top of that, it'd be even more. So I guess this is just how it went, and there's not much you can do about it. But if you had to pay them all, like, $1 million an episode or whatever it is, it'd be a lot, right? And you had to pay Carol, Daryl, Rick, all of them get millions an episode. So each episode you do is like $5 million, $10 million an episode just for your roster. Forget about all the scenes, all the other stuff you got to do. You have to pay that much just to get them in the episodes. It's tricky to do. Victim of its own success in some ways. And that's just what it is. But luckily, AMC Plus got it a few more years, I think. Without AMC Plus, I wouldn't be surprised if it was already kind of had ended even earlier than this. So yeah, it's cool. Okay, let's see, what else did you guys say? Lulu brought up Nicki Minaj, who I think is getting some heat. She's getting heat, right? She's got to go to the... Didn't somebody say she's got to go to the White House, or she's going to meet with Fauci so he can set her straight or something? About the... Oh, it's crazy, man. I won't comment too much, but I guess she went off script, or she went haywire in terms of the system. You want to talk Matrix. So she's gone off Matrix script, and so now the Matrix has to send out their Agent Smiths to get her back in line, right? And because she has such a following, she's an influencer, she has responsibility that goes along with the influence, right? So as they'll say, you have this many, then you have to be, you have to have responsibility for all those people you're going to influence. So the Matrix doesn't want people influencing the masses in different ways. They just want one influence with the masses, and that's the Matrix influence. It's theirs, right? So yeah, so that's what's pretty much happened with her. It's nothing too... I mean, it's a little unusual, but given the type of set of circumstances that we're living through right now, it's a bit of an unusual time. So, to be honest, I would have expected more people like a Nicki Minaj, more people like that to be outspoken. And I've been surprised that there's almost nobody. A few people have said a few things, but not much, right? And that's just what it is. But I think that's because most of them know, they have publicists, they have all these people. They have official positions of shut up, don't say that, say this instead. Don't go that way, go this way, right? You have professional publicists and these types of managers and stuff are like, they're just handlers. That's what it is. You have professional paid handlers that are part of the system that make sure people stay on track in the system, right? So, so she went off course a little bit, and, they'll kind of bring her back in. But I hope everything goes okay with that, and I hope she's safe and everything, and I hope that that's all smooth, because it's not always smooth, and it doesn't always go the way the Matrix wants it to, and then things can get kind of ugly. So I hope it's all good and everything. I hope everything is good with that. Okay, let's see. Dr. Death says, we have a very popular drive-in here in Surrey. Oh, that's cool, man. In BC, right? Yeah, that's awesome, dude. I've never been to Surrey there, Dr. Death, but I've been near there. I've been to Vancouver, all around there, Kelowna, Burnaby, some different places, but never into Surrey myself. At least I don't think I have. Calvin says, do you think Rick will return in the finale? No, I don't think so. I think probably the movies. I don't think Rick's going to be in the final episode, no. I wish he would be, but I don't think it's going to happen. Yeah. Louis said, when Morgan stopped by the Conan talk show, he revealed the discussions are underway surrounding a Negan spinoff. Oh, he hinted at it, sort of. He didn't really say for sure they're doing it. He just said that it's kind of like been discussed, right? Which doesn't mean they're going to do it. It just means that, but they're discussing every idea, right? Like they're discussing every different witch idea, and they're finding out what's going to work and what makes sense for them to do. I mean, that's called managing. That's what you do, right? It doesn't mean anything. It just means that they're talking about all different possibilities, and we'll decide what they want to do, and we'll find out later. Okay, let's see. Papa Giles said, I use my VR now and use the theater apps. Makes me feel like I'm in a theater. Yeah, that's cool. That's another way to do it. Okay, Lulu says, we have a drive-in in Texas. It's fun. They had a concert in one when this thing just started up. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you guys are one of the first ones to start having, outdoor events and stuff, concerts and all that again, right? So that's cool. Yeah, Papa Giles said, Fear the Walking Dead will probably end at Season 8, and I 100% believe that Morgan will have to kill Strand. This is the end for Strand. Yeah, I think that Season 7 is probably the end for Strand. I think so. I think he will have to. Maybe it'll go till Season 8, but I think it'd be cool to have Strand as like the final villain for Fear, or one of the final villains for Fear. Could be really good. It could be 2 years. It doesn't have to be like 1 year. It could be a couple-year deal for Strand, and that could be kind of awesome. Henry said, what accent is the Pope supposed to have, though? It sounds like a cross between a Southern accent and a British accent. I don't know. I like it. I like the Pope. I think he's cool, Henry, but you don't like it? He was great in The Dark Knight. I thought he was awesome in The Dark Knight. So I like seeing him Walking Dead, but his mustache is sweet, man. He's got a wicked awesome mustache, for sure. Okay, let's. But Henry says, I'm not gonna lie, Pope is kind of growing on me after watching episode 6. Dude's a pretty cool and scary villain. Yeah, he is. I agree. Okay, let's see. I think I got to most of your guys' comments, right? On the Dead, where did Luke go? Lost track of him. Yeah, Timothy, that's true. Where did Luke go? I forget. He's not dead, is he? I think he's still alive. Yeah, I don't know where Luke is in the series. I forget. I can't remember. Yeah, I can't remember. Brian R says, I really like the job that Angela Kang has done as a showrunner. I agree. Yeah, I think she's done a great job, and as best as she can do. And so, yeah, it's going to be a good finish. Okay, let's see. Doc Tess said, Fear the Walking Dead somehow pulled off a miracle after the abysmal season 4 and season 5. So I agree with that. It did get a lot better after 4. First half of 5 was good though. but you didn't like the second half of it. The second halves of both the seasons were not good for whatever reason. If they're smart, they will do a Lee and Clementine show after the Walking Dead series wraps up, says Tim. Well, it could be pretty cool. San Andreas asks what my favorite post-apocalyptic movie is. Are we counting zombies, San Andreas, or no zombies allowed? Because like Day of the Dead is probably my favorite, but 28 Days Later is also awesome. They're kind of like fast zombies, or they're crazies, sort of. But Day of the Dead, 28 Days Later, and let's see. I mean, aside from that, I can't really think of like a post-apocalyptic movie that I like more. I Am Legend's pretty good, stuff like that. So there's quite a few though, right? If you're just going with those, terms, right? So, Rectarius AR15. I just read your comment. I'm not going to read it out loud. That's weird, man. Lucas with Heath. Brian says, I don't think so, right? I don't know how those be too. Yeah, JDev said Oceanside, right? He left. He kind of went with, what's her name? Jules, I think was her name, right? Yeah, Oceanside. Yeah. So they just haven't brought it back in. So he's off in the background, really, is what it is. Yeah. No, yeah, I wouldn't think it would happen. Yeah. Okay. All right. Papa said, Trev, for the whole show, which was the biggest moment, pivotal, that The Walking Dead made, in your opinion? Like, the biggest moment of the whole series, for me, was Rick leaving, I think. Carl's death was big, too. So was Glenn. Glenn and Abraham's the Negan lineup, but probably Rick leaving ultimately in the helicopter was the biggest thing of the show, because it's Rick, and because it's like, I was just worried that if they killed Rick, they were going to kill the whole franchise, basically. Not just the show, but the whole franchise would be dead. So I'm glad they didn't do that. But it would be interesting if he would have just stayed in the show, and how that could have wound up. I wonder if it would be better or pretty much the same. Probably a little bit better if Rick was still there. So, yeah. Philip Cumbie said, this season has been pretty good, but I find myself thinking, what are they doing, especially after this episode? This episode was great, just seems like they're wasting time. Well, I understand what you mean, Philip, that because they announced that the series is ending, and you know that there's only a set number of episodes left, it's a little bit different. How many episodes left do we have? Do we have 18 episodes left? Yeah, 8, and 2. So 18 left of the series, and then Walking Dead is over. Not counting the other stuff that they're doing and spin-offs and such. So I read your other comment there, Papa Giles, about him being Walter White. That's another series that I've been looking to see for Better Call Saul. That hasn't been shown yet. I think there's another season of that, right? It's supposed to be coming out pretty soon. Pope has a Heisenberg-looking break. He does look a little bit like Heisenberg, yeah, because he's got the glasses, he's got the hat. I guess you're right. I guess he does look a little bit Heisenberg-esque. I never thought about that. Yeah, Guts, so we already went into Matrix Resurrections mostly. I gave my thoughts on basically all of it. I think it looks awesome. It should be really fun. And I'm looking forward to see if they filter in any kind of truth in art. So if they put any kind of, rabbit hole, little, Easter eggs for us in the Matrix 4 that relate to, regular life or real life, which could be kind of cool to see. Like in the first Matrix, Neo's expiry date on his passport is September 11th. So if you guys didn't know that, 2001. So that's his expiry date on his passport. So that's quite the intricate Easter egg that would be there. Or if you're a blue pill, then you just say it's a coincidence. That's an interesting coincidence, right? So that's fine if that's the way you want to go. That's cool. But yeah, I am looking forward to Matrix 4 a lot. We went over it a lot earlier there, Guts. And it's going to be awesome. And you can watch back the stream earlier if you want to see the stuff that we went into about, a lot of the Easter eggs in the Matrix and how our system is actually the Matrix, and it's the things in the Matrix that kind of describe our reality in a way that people don't really think about too much. Okay, let's see. Jay said that Bob Odenkirk had a heart attack. Oh, I didn't know about that. That's terrible, man. I'm sorry to hear about that. Yeah, that sucks. I'll have to look into the details about that because he's one of my favorite actors, man. He's really funny. So that's unfortunate. I hope that he'll be okay. And then, hopefully they can finish off Better Call Saul in a good way. Maybe they'll want to finish it off sooner. If they have to do less episodes or something, that'd be fine with me. Oh no, G-Buzz, I was trying to be a zombie in the thumbnail. I guess I didn't do my makeup enough to be like fully zombified, right? So, yeah, next time I'll take even more time to try to prep ahead of time. See, the reviews get in my way of doing other stuff I want to do that's fun, right? Yeah, Book of Eli, says San Andreas. I've never read Book of Eli, actually, but I could take a look at it. Okay, let's see. Okay, yeah, so you agree with pretty much everything, but you think that the Earth is a sphere. Well, that's fine. Yeah, I understand that. That's a different, a rabbit hole to go down, right? That doesn't necessarily relate to the Matrix, really. But you could say that's like a Truman Show type of idea, if you've seen The Truman Show. The Truman Show is more closer to that, where the reality, like there's a part where he's on a ship and he's like sailing out, and then he just like runs into like a fake set board. And so he kind of figures out he's like in a set. It's not a real thing. That's pretty cool. You can watch The Truman Show if you want to see about that. That understanding helios, because here's what you have to understand for that one, is you have to understand, for Rye, you have to understand heliocentrism and everything most of what it entails. You have to understand geocentrism. You have to understand evolution, Darwinism. You have to, I would say you should take a look at Stephen Hawking specifically, and some of his older tapes and videos and such, and consider him like with Big Bang, right? And how the universe started. So you have to know all those prerequisites, and then you have to, be able to compare geocentrism with heliocentrism, and then, you can come up with which one you think is right. So all you're really saying is you're just saying, I'm a heliocentrist. In other words, I don't think that is a work. I don't think that's actually a lie too. And that's fine. If you're a heliocentrist and you just, you believe Neil deGrasse Tyson or whatever, you think that, they're telling you the truth about that, then that's fine. No problem there. But that's a huge one to go down if you want to start studying. And you got to buy some books and you got to read. It probably takes at least a few months to a year. It's very advanced. I think it's very interesting that we teach kids the sphere. They have the globes in like grade 1, right? You go to school in like your first elementary school grade, and they got the globe there. They spin it around. They tell you where you are, all that stuff. So it's pretty cool, man. That's a really fun one to look at, but very advanced. So if you haven't looked at heliocentrism, geocentrism, zoom footage over horizon, bringing objects back, ships back into view by zooming, perspective, and the vanishing line, going beyond your vision for perspective, zooming in and it coming back, so it's not curvature, it's the limit of your vision. There's a lot to unpack there, and it does take a while to learn it all. It really does. That's an advanced one, so I don't fault you or anything if you don't agree with me for that. That's fine. You don't have to. That's totally your thoughts. And plus, there's also some religious aspects to that too. Like if you're somebody who really likes the evolution stuff and you really hold to it, you think it's exactly correct, then it will be difficult to go into geocentrism and to study that with any kind of seriousness, right? You'll stick to mostly the heliocentric model and the Big Bang, atheistic, evolutionary religion, because it is a religion. If you study enough, you'll see it is that that is kind of the mainstream now, right? That's the mainstream. 100 years ago it was not, but now it's become the mainstream, and that's through all the movies and everything, and culture and everything that's education and everything that's kind of been updated for that. So yeah, okay, let's see. Truth in art and truth in art and lies in the news, right? Yeah, pretty much that's a lot of what it is. Okay, let's see what else. So there you go, guys. There's a little bit about, the rest is earlier on in the video about the Matrix Resurrections, right, is what it's called. I almost called it Revelations for some reason. That's He-Man. Okay, let's see. Oh, thanks for the update there, Jay. I didn't know that Better Call Saul was filming right now. I appreciate that. So Lulu Lewis's favorite. Nice, Lulu. I just read yours. I won't read it out loud, but that's funny. Yeah, Spike 43. I agree with that one. Tim Robinson said, it was funny to see Bob Odenkirk the other day on How I Met Your Mother. Oh, I didn't see that. As a lawyer at a law firm, Marshall's boss, persecutor to Better Call Saul. That's funny. I didn't see that. I didn't know they did that. That's cool. I don't keep up with that show, though. So, yeah. Gee, I'm glad he wasn't cast for The Office, because I don't like The Office. It makes me feel like I'm at work or something. I don't like that. I'm surprised people want to watch that. Thanks, HFG. I appreciate that you like the channel, and I hope you continue to like it. So thank you very much. So yeah, I don't like The Office. It makes me feel like I'm at work or something. I don't know why. I would never sit there and watch The Office. I understand Steve Carell's funny and all that, but I would never want to watch it in my spare time because it makes me feel like I'm at work or something. It just drives me mental. I don't like it. Yeah, I hate it too, G. I agree. Thank God he wasn't cast for that then. Better Call Saul is an awesome role for sure. And I wish they would do something more with Breaking Bad, because Breaking Bad's pretty awesome too. Yeah. Well, he could, G, but I don't think that he will. So, yeah. Yeah, Bri doesn't like it either. Yeah, most of us don't. Okay, let's see. Sma Cigar said, how would Carl fit into the show if he was still alive? So, yeah, man, if Carl was still alive in The Walking Dead, that would actually be good, I think, for the show. And it'd be cool to have him around because Rick's not there. So he could sort of take on some of those kind of Rick-esque type of scenes. He could fill the shoes, which is kind of what your kids sort of do, right? Anyway, it's kind of the point, isn't it? So, yeah. So, let's see. Giuseppe says, Trav, hear me out. Josh Brolin as Negan would have been scary. Yeah, Giuseppe, that would have been a scary one. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Yeah, guys, I'm looking forward to Halloween Season 2. It should be fun, man. Yeah, well, they said 3 Rick movies, Rosebud, but we don't know if they're actually going to do it. A lot of people are thinking no, that we wouldn't. Vigor say, hey, Trav, would you consider doing another Goku versus Superman breakdown video? I did a few of them, actually, Vigor. I was the first one to do one. Yeah, Goku versus Superman I did before anybody else. And then after, I think Screw Attack and the others did it too. I did it first before any of them did. I've got a few videos in the channel dating back to like 2010, 2009, for some of them, 2011, 2012, that type of time frame. We could do another one, but it'd pretty much be the same way, you know, with Goku versus Superman. So most of my arguments are still the same. I don't like Superman that much, and I don't think you could say, well, he just wins just because, whatever. Yeah, I don't like it. Anyway, the videos are there. You can watch them if you want to. AJ, I never finished El Camino. No, I never did. Yeah, I watched the first half of it, I think, or a little bit further, and then I just started making videos, and now it's like however much longer it's been. Has it been 2 years? A year since it came out? I guess it would be 2 years, isn't it? Maybe longer than that. I don't know. So yeah, how would Carl have reacted to Rick's fake? Yeah, that would have been cool if Carl thought Rick died. We could have seen his reaction too. And how he would change after that. That would be kind of awesome. Like to see how Carl would be if he thought Rick was dead, right? That would be pretty awesome. And how his behavior would change, because he could probably become a lot more evil, I think, after that. Because, you know, if he thought that Rick died and his dad was killed, he probably wouldn't be as nice as he was before. So that could be a really cool one for sure, yeah. Gee, I agree. Negan is awesome in Walking Dead. Absolutely, 100%. So, yeah. Well, guys, I think we're at about, we're over an hour, and it's fun and everything. Let's see if maybe we'll get a few more minutes and see if anybody else wants to join or anything after watching the episode. I think the other episode on regular AMC is probably wrapping up now. But I don't know how many people actually watch it on regular AMC nowadays. Probably not that many, considering if you're in the stream right now and you're somebody who watches regular AMC and not the Plus, let me know. I am a Breaking Bad fan, Jay. Yeah, I am. A big-time Breaking Bad fan. But El Camino, I did like it, but I'd be more into it if they were going to do another series or a spinoff or something that has more. But, yeah, I didn't go back. How much am I lifting, Rye? About, I do like 150, 180, and I do it for, I don't know, maybe 10 or so, 10 reps or so on bench, plus bar, so like 180, about 10 reps or so. It's nothing too impressive, too crazy, but yeah, I still lift. I did, yesterday or the day before? It was the day before, because I did the video today, so, yeah. Tim watches regular AMC. Okay, so we have a couple. Yeah, let's see. What else you guys say? No, baseball guy. I'm not going to name my kid Negan now. No. Let's see. Robert Long said, have you watched John Berthal's new movie, who's Wish Me Dead? He plays a sheriff and looks and acts just like Shane from Walking Dead, the movie. Oh, that's cool. No, I never even heard of it, Robert. Thanks for telling me, man. I haven't heard of it at all. So yeah. Every HFG. I think everybody else is AMC Plus pretty much. Most people are AMC Plus now, I think. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. All right, dudes. Well, I think I will let you guys go then. I think that's pretty much everything for this one. Giuseppe said, I don't understand why Andrew Lincoln isn't in a lot of popular movies. He probably doesn't want to be. That's probably why. I'm sure he could get the roles if he wanted to. I think Andrew Lincoln is just like, he loves film. He loves doing what he's doing. He loves it as a career. And so I think he takes on projects that he enjoys, like he would want to do. And he read a story and he'll say, okay, I want to do this or I don't. And I don't think he'll take things just because they're high profile or not high profile. I think he takes things because he genuinely wants to do it. Like when didn't he do Scrooge at Live Theater, right? So stuff like that. I think that he just is doing stuff that he enjoys to do. Which is kind of what Kirkman's doing now, too. Kirkman's doing series that he wants to do, right? He knows he could sell more comics if he did a Walking Dead 2 or a Walking Dead spinoff, but instead he's doing comics that he wants to do and just having fun with it, because that's good, too. Spike43 wants a paranormal stream for Halloween. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, we could do that. I was thinking of doing one on possession, demon possession, because that could be cool. That's something I haven't researched too much, is the idea of kind of like possession, demon possession, and all that. So that could be a cool one to look at and do something for, but we'll have to see. Trav, the moment we finally see Rick again on our TV screens, how do you think it'll make you feel? I'm going to lose my mind. Well, I'll be happy to see him back, but it'll probably be in the movies, I think. Yeah, they just do roles over they want to. I don't think that Andrew Lincoln is taking roles for money. I think he's doing it because he's doing projects that he wants to be involved with. If he was more interested in money, he could do big budget movies and probably maybe he would have stayed in Walking Dead and just gone further, because then you get a lot of episodes and overall you might get paid more or whatever than in different movies. Do I drink alcohol, Rye? Not anymore. I don't drink alcohol anymore. No, not at all. Zero. No alcohol. Yeah, zero, none. Okay, let's see. Not that I don't like it, but my schedule can't handle it. Oh, thanks, Dev. I appreciate that. Dev, Baumgartner said, thanks for Sunday night live stream, Trev. Take care. Yeah, thank you, Devin. I appreciate your support and everything. If you have a question you want to send through to me, you can send it through here or leave it in a comment of another video, and I'll grab it later if you want to do it this week for something, if you have something you want to go into a little bit. So thank you very much, and I guess I will let you guys go. Maybe we'll finish off on that one from Dev. And thanks again, Dev. Vigor asked one more, said, who do you think would win in a 1-versus-1, Goku or Daryl? Kind of a stupid question, right? Okay, now it's time to wrap it up, Vicar. Yeah, it's definitely time to wrap it up. If you just sent me that question, and I actually read it without thinking. Let's see. Tim, yeah. So, Tim, I think we're going to do some Brawlhalla streams because you can play as Rick or Negan, Maggie, some of the others. So that'll be fun to do it. Yeah, thank you, Ryan. I hope you like it. Yeah, and I hope a lot of you guys will stick around when after Walking Dead is finished, and we'll do just different stuff. Just we'll see. We'll see what's going to be cool after Walking Dead and what's going to be fun stuff to do. What you guys like, what I like, what we want to do videos on, and we'll just play it by ear and see what's see what's good, right? Like it's going to be dependent on what's good, like what's some of the most fun stuff going on, and that's what we're going to do videos on is whatever's the most fun. So, yeah, absolutely. So, let's see. Yeah. No, Darcy, I was doing a zombie stuff, but now at this point, the zombie makeup is kind of worn off. Yeah, so it's not there. Yeah, Brawlhalla. Yeah, so we'll do that. We'll do some videos of Brawlhalla gameplay playthroughs with Rick and Daryl and some of the others. That could be fun. And Negan especially. Yeah, that'd be cool. Okay, well, I'll let you guys go for now, dudes. Have a great night. Thanks again, Jay. Thanks again, Ryan, Dr. Death, Papa Giles, and all you guys for your questions and contributions and everything. So thank you guys very much for all that. Yep, Dr. Death and everybody. I think I mentioned everybody there. Have a good night, guys. Enjoy the new episodes. Thanks, Pop, for being here permanently. I appreciate that, and the rest of you guys for doing the same. Okay, I'll see you guys back again soon, probably in a few days for another video. Sorry, Chevy, you just sent it through last minute. I haven't seen The Premise, no, with John Bernthal. But I'm a big fan of John Bernthal. That's it for this one, guys. We'll see you again soon.